Were there any quest lines you didn't do? Well, I stopped playing, like, last played it, like, a year and a half, 2 years ago? Meet the ghoul TM and stand there for days just to see if he takes the ghoul juice TM. That's something you can do in Fallout 76, is you can become a ghoul. Okay. And you can cure it too. Whatever. Whatever. Which is the... Please fast travel. Where do we want to go? I'm trying to find places we haven't. We could go... We should buy. Illinois has been released. And so has... Oh, man. Ghoul Cure, Bethesda, good God, yeah. Oh no, I've done the Raider quest. Don't worry. I've done those quest lines. No, I understand what you were meaning, what you meant now. Yeah. No, don't worry. No, I won't do those again. Arizona. Why can't we go to Phoenix even though I've not been? We haven't gone to Arizona. Fuck it. Let's start in New Vegas. Build a base? No. They changed the way the music plays. Stream safe? No, it's okay. Why would you change this? Turning engine off incoming? Yeah. Go to Colorado, drive a rig through your house. Have we been through Colorado? Yeah, we have. We bisected Colorado. Cut it right in half. Alright, we're in Vegas. We literally have not gone into Arizona. Or oregano. What do we have available in Las Vegas to ship? LA, and I'm not going to California. Not going to California. Lost waste paper. This is a good, relatively short one. Lost waste paper from LA. From Las Vegas to Flagstaff. Let's head to the capital of Caesar's Legion. I think it's the capital. Or at least, like... Of course, it's in the middle of the fucking night. Why is my truck so damaged? How do we... Is there a way to, like, turn the lights on in the cabin? Cabin. Lights. Light mode? No, there isn't. Okay. Seriously named a town Flagstaff? Was it because of the flagpole? I don't know. Let me head over to the other side so you can see the navigation. They've been updating this game like over the last couple months. They've changed a lot of the UI and stuff like that. Have they added a way to switch music now? Audio. Oh no! They audio player next. Audio. Oh, how do we do? So volume. This was volume up, down. Okay, there we go. Are the developers concerned with parity between the two? Oh, definitely. In terms of like visual, like UI updates and stuff like that, they both get them. This is like, I just saw the other day on Steam that this got, or that the Euro Truck just got this update for UI. So if I wanted to go back and if I went back to Euro Truck Simulator, it would have the new UI and stuff like for example, the music showing up there. That's new. Having like the actual sound or the song that's playing be up on screen like that. That's new. These games are old. This game in particular came out 10 years ago. Euro Truck Simulator 2 was 2012. Oh, speed limit. King of Las Vegas, look. Look. But he's not a ghoul. It's a kind of truck. 100% has a bedroom and kitchenette in the back. Grandpa had one of those. They're very passionate about trucks, I suppose. Yeah. What's the question mark? What do you mean robust? Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm not paying attention. Oh, sorry, I'm fucking the advanced light. Last post was a question, but you put an exclamation mark like a goober. Oh. Did they rename all the fast food places to not something Sue-worthy? Yes. All of the fast food chains are fake. All of the places you take stuff from and deliver to are like wink wink, nudge nudge. This is definitely not Walmart, you know, or whatever else. Although there is a mod for, I believe, both this and Euro Truck. Maybe not for Euro Truck, but I know for this one. That is, like, replace all the names with, like, the actual real ones. That's new, too. That pops up and tells me that the radio volume is 43. I'm still waiting for the road trip DLC for this game, though. Where you can just get like a car and drive it. You love shopping at Vertical Surface Mart. Burger. America Pillow. Beer. Alien. Apollo. 11. American flag paint job. It's good to be back in American Truck Simulator after how depressing Euro Truck was. Once you check out, you always get a burger from the Burger Royal guy across the street. There's a Family Guy bit that is literally just this. What you're saying with Lost. I want to see if I can find that. Where it's like, I like going to I like going to Burger Queen and getting a Bopper. I also like getting like a conch, a Diet Conch or something. Waste paper to Flagstaff. So now we got them. I gotta see if I can find that Family Guy joke now. It's really, really not funny, but it will be funny for me. Family Guy.
Well, guys, we made it.
How do I capture this now? You need to see the really good Family Guy joke. Haha, funny. It's America. Yeah, America 250 coming up. Yep. Guess window capture. I think I'd be better at this now.
Boy, I feel like I haven't eaten in a week. If we pass a McDaniel's or a Burger Queen, let's hop out.
Oh, that's right, we're on television.
Oh, I'd love a flame-broiled bopper.
So frustrating. We all know what we're talking about. Wow, Joe, how'd you pull that off?
I put in a call from the McDaniel's payphone while you guys were getting that 9-piece chicken McFingers and those Diet Conks and those fresh fries.
Oh, come on, they don't own French fries.
I don't know. I like that one. That's funny. They don't own French fries. McDaniel's or some McDaniel's or a Burger Queen. Oh, I could go for a flame broiled bopper. Oh, I gotta play the music again. No, we gotta play the music we play. Okay, which one's mine? That one. It's fine. Am I gonna have enough room to get out of here? Oh, easy. Now you see, stop signs in this game are suggestions because they don't actually find you if you run a stop sign, I think. No. Actually, wait, no. It's a stop sign, not a stop. No, fuck. It's a stop suggestion. This is XCOM 2. The Tactical Legacy DLC. I think I can turn right on a red. It's the United States of America. Yeah, you can turn right on a red in the U.S. because they're a civilized nation. You get dinged for that in Euro Truck all the time. The reason it sounds familiar is because the Tactical Legacy DLC is all the music in it is like remixes and reimaginings of tracks from the previous games. Red means no go, no matter the direction. Well, here in North America, you can stop. You stop at a red light, but if you're turning right on a red light and you stop and you signal properly, you can go. And it's clear. That's stupid? Why? You have to turn right. You come up to a red light. The red light, you stop because you have to, because it's a red light. You have your signal on, and you see there's no traffic coming through. You can go. It's safe to do so. Where's the Hoover Dam? Oh, are we gonna go over the? Yeah, we're gonna go over the causeway. I think this is like the new causeway to replace traffic going over the Hoover Dam. Because you're not only crossing a red light, but also changing directions during a red light. What do you, like, what? But you're doing it safely. You're doing it in a way, like, you're not crossing through the intersection. You're just turning right to go onto the next road. Hoover Dam doesn't exist. Didn't you watch Fallout Season 2? Yeah, unfortunately. Oh yeah, you still have to stop. Yes, you still have to stop. Definitely. You can't just drive through a red light if you're trying to stop. You have to stop. You signal, you stop, you check if it's clear, and if no through traffic is coming through on a red light, which often happens, you can turn right. I need a drink. I'm so thirsty. I'm gonna start getting into fucking talking. Exactly. Are we gonna drive by the Hoover Dam when there's no light to see? Because that would be great. Because it's only 4:37 in game. I can't even cross the highway to get to the little camera spot on the other side of this this causeway. What's the fucking button for photo mode again? Photo. R. No, shit. Well, it wasn't R. R was a different key. Yeah, and then sometimes it does say no right on red. Yeah. Photo. Guys, look. 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 No, wait. Where is it? No, this isn't the Hoover Dam. That's not the Hoover Dam. I guess, no, we're still a little further away. Okay. This is it. Yeah, this is the big... This is the big causeway they built to go over the Hoover Dam instead of having traffic go over the Hoover Dam. So you see, yeah, there it is. That, like, before you would just follow, like, this road, as you can see, look. It curves and it goes over the dam. And that's the way, you would usually go, but then they built this huge fucking, look at this fucking arch bridge, this massive arch to just go over the canyon here. There's the Hoover Dam, the old world wall where the bull and the bear and the courier and the divide. Not anymore. See, no, the thing is that, like, those signs for no right on red are extraordinarily rare. That like 98% of streetlights, you just or like you can turn right on red. Didn't want cars messing. Well, it's mostly because it's just it was very tight. It was only 2 lanes, and it would also it causes wear to the dam itself. And so this is a better way. What are you talking about? There's only the Ghoul TM. Oh, you got when the Fallout show video comes out, it's gonna be great. You're gonna love what I did with the Ghoul TM every time. Well, I literally say the Ghoul TM every time, and I find a funny picture of his face. That's what I do. There you go. I spoiled it. Why are you slowing down? Holy shit. So your red light doesn't mean stop. No, it means stop. We have said this constantly. You still have to stop at a red light. You can't just swing out on a right if you're turning right on a red. You have to come to a full stop. And then, if it is safe to do so, you can turn right on a red. This is what Truck Simulator always turns into, arguing about road laws. But red light means stop until it turns green, unless you're turning right. That's it. You can't do that when you're turning left. You can't do that when you're going straight through. Commercial vehicles must exit next right. What? Okay, I can bypass this one. Cool. Define precisely and objectively what a safe to turn right means. Okay, Captain Pedantry, what? What do you mean when it's there's no traffic coming that you can't, like, you stop at a red light because it's a red light. You are wanting to turn right, so you stop at a red light, you look in the direction of oncoming traffic and see that it is clear for you to drive, and then you turn right. God, I'd expect this level of, like, sticklerness from, like, my German or UK viewers. Oh, God, Final Fantasy XIV is such a good soundtrack. I should add more to this playlist. Rumble strips. We are getting a little low on sleep, and we have plenty of time. So one of the other things they added is that you can now control the amount of time you rest. So I think what we'll do is we'll pull into this service station and to this rest stop, and we'll grab a couple winks and might as well fill up some gasoline. Actually, diesel, technically. Diesel. One brings shadow, one brings light. Town that goes tumbling through time. Why is this road so cracked? It's an old road that's probably been used by a lot of trucks. It's been patched over, it's fine. So we can now stop here. Okay, so here we go. We want to rest for, let's get 2 hours of sleep. Quick nap in the morning. Oh, it's still a beautiful day in Arizona. I think we're in Arizona. Yeah, we are. We passed the sign. Fault attribution's a thing. So in case of the accident, is the person on the right automatically turned? Well, it depends on the situation. It depends on what the situation is. Is that, and yeah, and also state laws or local laws, whatever it is. You got to remember, a lot of Europeans don't live in federal states. They don't understand that there are a bunch more levels of laws. There is not just the one law of the country. There are, state laws, provincial laws, etc. Territorial laws. Not but yeah. The person turning right does not have the right of way, so that would be at fault for collision. The person who turned right would be the one assessed the situation incorrectly. Well, it also depends on. There could be other factor. Oh, we're supposed to turn. No, we're turning here. No, we're turning at the left. No, this is the. No, don't turn here. Turn the next one. Oops. It could also be that if, let's say, the person is speeding and hit the person turning right. That could be a factor that could change who's at fault. It's like, oh, you didn't judge well enough to, make this right turn. And it's like, yes, but this person was going, 30 over the limit. That could be a way to mitigate that, to, fault. I'm not a lawyer. None of this is legal advice. I'm driving trucks in a virtual game. See how much a simple thing opens up a can of worms, much simple to make red means stop until green? Well, the thing is that there is, a continent of people who turn right on red, and our society hasn't crumbled to pieces, so I don't see why it's a big deal. It's very Euro to get not upset. I won't put upset. It's very Euro to get. It's like, oh my god, you turn right on red? Yeah. Yeah, it does also help with traffic flow because oftentimes, there might be a dedicated right turn lane. And so even when the light is red, that lane will be moving people who are wanting to turn, so if a bunch of people want to turn right on red, they can do so and not back up traffic. Your town is. I love my favorite argument that Euros do is just, oh well, we're old. Okay, and yes, I understand that linear time is a thing. 75 on this highway. Yo. It's called civilization maintaining it for longer than seniority when it comes to such matters. Oh yeah, the Euros have never had any Oh well, do you really want to talk about like all the wars and all the other stuff? 75 miles per hour. Vadim, this is in the States. How many wars, how many uprisings, how many revolutions, how many different governments, you know. Your country might say the same name, like, oh, this country existed for this many years. It's like, yeah, but did it? Like, it's not like you have the same government, the same nation. This is why we gotta stop the truck streams. It always ends up talking like, this happens. It always talks about regional differences. And people get really fucking, like, defensive. No, I'm better. No, I'm better. Told you to play the crappy horror game. I would actually fall asleep. I'm not playing. I would not want to do that now. And again, it's for Sundays. It's for Sundays. It would actually leave me with nothing to play on Sunday. Oh. Portugal's been in terms of border since late 12th. Government-wise, it's another history, but it was a monarchy for 4/5. Well, that's what I mean, is that if it was a monarchy, I just fucking destroyed that Escalade. Did you see that in the rearview mirror? Did you see that? And it didn't count as a crash offense. Oh, fuck. So, like, here you go, it's like only one of those two republics and a dictatorship. It's like, see, that's the thing, is like, you don't get to count that as like a like, maybe in border integrity, but like as a government, that's not like continuous government. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we had all these different, we had like, you know, 2 republics and like, you know, oh, a dictatorship and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's like significant. YouTube trying to censor your comedy? Oh. YouTube censors literally everything. I'm glad that censored that, actually. No, never mind. How old is an independent Canada? 150-something, technically? I guess it also depends on what you count. I think technically, like... Yeah, we had 150... I remember seeing we had Canada 150 sometime in the last decade. I don't remember. Red hair is part of the conspiracy, yes. Isn't Canada still in the Commonwealth? Well, yeah, but like, so is India. The Commonwealth necessarily now is just like, Commonwealth is essentially like a big club of countries that used to be under the British Empire. Why is how old a country important? Well, I think the issue is that, well, not the issue. The thing is that it shows, like, if a nation can keep a sort of continuity of government for decades, maybe hundreds of years, I think it shows that it's like you had to do something right for that. Like, you have handled something well, and the foundation you've built on is strong. You know, and what I mean by like a continuity of government, I mean like you set up the government as a republic, and it doesn't become like a dictatorship. It doesn't become a monarchy, and then it doesn't become a different monarchy, and then it doesn't become a different republic, and then it doesn't. You know what I mean? You know, you don't have to rewrite like the. Oh, we were supposed to get off the highway here. Fuck. Oh. Perfect. Welcome to Flagstaff in beautiful Arizona. What Skyrim mod is this? China had governments that lasted for thousands of years? Yeah, it's like, but like, did they last? Again, I think it wouldn't be just age, but yeah, I agree. It wouldn't just be the age. It would also be something like, I guess you would argue like the vague stability, you know? Did you have a civil war every 3 weeks? That was fucking so... I so thought I was gonna throw this entire delivery doing that. That was so stupid. Oh, I need to see them. I need to see the map. We need to find. Is that a repair? I think that might be a repair stop there. We need a repair, and then I need to rest. Is there like a legend that shows me like why the? Like, we could just drive it. It's not that far. What the fuck? That was weird. Escape didn't work there for some reason. I had to click drive. Very strange. Am I gonna be able to turn, or am I gonna have to do a 3-pointer? Okay. Oh, it's a recycling depot. That's what this is. That's why we had to bring a bunch of waste paper here. Oh. Current day China isn't even Chinese. Negative 8 billion social credit score. There's not, I don't, they were right though, you know, the Legion was right in the game. Everyone was right. Man, Arizona's real peaceful. There's no bandits. Did I like fuck up my hood? Nez the Red, yeah. Grand Canyon, Northern Arizona University Hospital. Arizona is one of the free states in this game. It's one of the, you get it for free. It's one of the base game states along with Nevada and California. I wonder why they decided to start on the West Coast. Maybe because they were like, I guess, in the bigger states out west. They'd probably have to bundle a bunch of this. Like, I think when they get to the East Coast states in 17 years, they're gonna have to probably bundle a bunch of them together. Like, because you're not gonna get away charging $15 for Rhode Island alone. Joshua Graham, Max. Red light. fuck. Slam on the brakes. This part of the country is beautiful. Gestures to rocks, nearby dead grass, and sparse trees, all baking in 115-degree heat with enough humidity to qualify as air soup. Yeah, it's nice. As soon as the road trip DLC comes out for this game, I will also buy all of the other states I don't have. Fuck it. I'll buy what do we need? I'll buy Louisiana, Illinois, and now the state. I don't remember which ones these are. These 4 states, whichever these ones are. Solid liquid gas plasma, yeah. Wisconsin isn't available. They will be eventually. They'll probably end up doing the whole fucking country. They're gonna do British Columbia soon. Ooh, actually, yeah, even if the DLC doesn't come out, if they go on sale during the, like, Steam sale when the summer sale happens, whenever that is, I'll pick them up anyway if they get cheap. More states, more country to explore. How are you supposed to deliver batteries to the Great Lakes? We have to recharge all the electric eels. I'm gonna show up to this international dealership in my Mack truck and say, fix it. What is damaged? Our wheels are fucked. How did I damage the tires so? Is it like... It's wear, not damage. Okay. How many miles do we have on this thing? We have only 7,000 miles. Ooh, actually, that might be why they're adding British Columbia. Is so that they can... if they do Alaska eventually... Wait, can you take a... No, you'd have to add the Yukon too, wouldn't you? Because, yeah, there are roads that go through the Yukon territory into Alaska. That would be fun. Okay, let's see. Let's get some jobs. Let's get some jobs. We're in Flagstaff. What do we got? Go to Yuma. We could go for like I kind of want to go down like a long. Aren't they crossing Canada? All crossing Canada? What do you mean? Wood chipper? No, don't send me to California. I don't want to go to California. Ooh, here we go. Oh, fucking perfect. 1,000-mile journey. Sort of right... Oh, we didn't rest yet. Shit. Ah, fuck. Well, we'll rest first. Let's rest, because I gotta rest. Character sleepy. It's gonna be the middle of the fucking night, isn't it? Can we sleep again? Rest ends at 4 a.m. Okay. Now, freight market. Flagstaff, what do we got? Things have probably refreshed, yes. Dalhart, Texas? No, I want to go South Texas. I want to go, like, down across the Texas. Oh, perfect. Down to Del Rio. We're a fertilizer spreader. High value cargo, articulated trailer, urgent delivery. Oh, fuck. All right, sure. Yeah, oh, I can handle that. Master trucker me. It's literally right down the street. Perfect. Alaska's little handle part that reaches south along the coast does make it so it's another Canadian state. We don't have states, we have provinces. And, no. Alright, I would like your... I have a... Oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass to fucking deliver. Oversized load. Yo. Oh, fuck. I think my truck is bugged. No matter how many times I repair it, it goes back up to 10% damage. Maybe we look at buying another truck. Wait, fuck. Where is this fucking thing? Oh. Why did I do this? Oh, like a glove. Oh. The provinces square should... Oh, they do. There's a lot of square ones, but like look up like Ontario has some pretty fucked up shapes. Quebec. You know, some of the provinces are islands, so they like, you know, they aren't following any sort of pattern. But then like Saskatchewan is pretty square, rectangle. Do provinces function differently? No, it literally is just like, it's just a different name. They are called provinces, not states. Like, it's just what they're called. See, and the thing is that, oh fuck. There is not, it's not a different thing. Oh no, we're stuck already. It's not just a name thing with Prime Minister. That's something that's not actually like, just like, oh, it's a different name for a president. The Prime Minister is different functionally here in Canada than the President. The Prime Minister is just, the Prime Minister is just, is just the head of government, not the head of state, unlike the United States, where the president is the head of state as well as the head of government. There is a difference there. You don't vote for the prime minister here. You vote for the party, and whichever party... You vote for your MP, and your MP, your member of parliament, is if you... if the party that gets the most votes in parliament, the most seats in parliament, the leader of that party becomes the prime minister. Canadian provinces have a fair bit of autonomy. They have their own governments and their own heads of provinces. The premier is the head of a province, is the leader of the government of a province. And they do have a fair bit of autonomy. The territories don't have much autonomy. The territories are the three northern cold bits of Canada, and they don't have as much autonomy. Their government, they send one representative each to Parliament, and they have like 1 seat in Parliament each, and they don't have a lot of things. They don't have a lot of powers. Not many people live in the provinces, to be fair, or in the territories even. Some of the funny shapes. It's the way to go from Alaska to British Columbia instead of Yukon. Yeah. This is a fucking huge. It's a fucking fertilizer machine. Huge articulated trailer.
You must come quickly.
Come on. It's fucking heavy too. Man, mapping the blinkers to my left and right buttons, or my buttons on my controller. The mouse was a good idea. When is the next Ultra Kill layer? In like 2 years, probably. Really it took them like what, like a year and a half to make like 5 levels. All right, now we're on the highway. Oh, speaking of highway, speaking of lingo and dialect, I saw there was like a thing. If only Jackie was here to talk about random bullshit. Yeah. What we just need is Johnny Silverhand to appear in the passenger seat. Be like, hey V, did you know I have a big dick? Fucking A, Choom, Nova. You gotta get Arasaka, man. The corpo fucks. There you go. That's like 80% of his dialogue in the game. Just different variations of that. To this, yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, lingo. I saw there was a thing. It was like it's like what part of the United States do you speak like the most like? That was a good way of putting it. And it asks you like 35 questions, like, what do you call a sweet bubbly drink? A sweet bubbly non-alcoholic drink. And it gives you like, you know, however many different options, and you pick which one, and so you go through all of those, and then it shows you where on the map you're most similar, like your slang, where you match what part of the United States of America. To this, you like to this because it's a glimpse into quirky V that isn't forced. What is this? You don't drink to this. You drink to your hermana or your mamacita or whatever the fuck. Anyway, so I did that dialect thing, and I ended up speaking. I apparently I'm very similar to specifically Southern Florida and Yonkers, New York. Like that area of New York, Yonkers particularly. In terms of the dialect or the verbiage I use. What do you guys call a sweet, bubbly, non-alcoholic drink? soda. You call it soda, a soft drink. You work in food and beverages. I would call it a soda. I would also call it a pop. If I'm feeling quirky, I would call... Oh, fuck, we were supposed to get off the highway! We just added like 700 miles to this journey. No. Oh, fuck. How do I turn my hazards off? This can't talk and drive at the same time. F. Mega illegal what? Trying to reverse on the highway? Yeah. As I say, I'd call it soda. I'd also call it pop. And if I'm feeling cheeky, I might call it soda pop. What am I doing? No, this will work. This will work. This is perfect music for this. It was made with sodium carbonate. Oh, that was actually another question, Halcyon, on... The question in specific was, what is the difference between supper and dinner? And they gave you like 6 or 7 answers, or options. And I chose... There is no difference between supper and dinner, but I call it dinner. I think, is what I chose. We like where I would never call anything supper. You just say it's dinner. If it's dinner, it is like the last meal of the day, like your final like meal. That's just called dinner. There is no one calls it supper, at least where I'm from, which is Canada. So you know who the fuck knows. Look, and now we're back on track, and we only had to drive down the highway the wrong direction for like half a kilometer. Look, and now we're... Beautiful. See, look, we don't have to go through Albuquerque. That cost us, what, 260 bucks? Can't wait to see this on the news. I like, look at these ooh, look at that overpass. That's nice. I like that. More public works should look good. Oof. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, that's the hardest I've ever hit the S key to brake. Who wants to, like, derail the stream quick to look at that test? Now you care about traffic laws. I'm trying. Let me put some music on. Let me put the FTL soundtrack on. All right, so here is the test. Oh, I didn't capture it, right. So here's the test from the New York Times. How y'all use and you guys talk. You can now see the smoke from my cigarette on a white background. Here, let's take a look. Damn, you didn't study, you're screwed. How would you address a group of 2 or more people? You all, you, yous, you lot, you guys, you uns, yins, you, y'all, other. You. Next. Our last answer. Okay. How would you pronounce caramel? 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 Use both pronunciations, you use both, but they have different meanings. Caramel. What do you call something that is across both streets from you and an intersection, or diagonally across from you in general? My two R's. Caramel. Caramel. I don't know. Kitty corner. I've never heard of this one. Kid a corner, kid a corner, cat a corner, cat a corner, kid across, kid a wump. What? I have no idea. I've never heard of this in my life. I would only use diagonal for this. How do you pronounce bean? How you been? Bean? How you been? How you been? Been? The vowel in sit, see, set. How you been? Set, see, right? What do you call a big road on which you drive relatively fast? A highway, a freeway, a parkway, a turnpike, an expressway, a thoroughway, a throughway. A freeway is bigger than a highway. A freeway is free. A highway isn't. A freeway has limited access, no stops or intersections, whereas a highway can have stoplights and intersections. What do you call a road you drive relatively? It's a highway. That is the correct correct answer. How do you pronounce the second syllable in pajamas? Pajamas, 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 pajamas. How do you pronounce the first syllable of lawyer? Lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. It rhymes with boy? Boy, lawyer. Boy, lawyer, flaw. Boy, then, yeah. Okay. What do you call the long sandwich that contains cold cuts, lettuce, and so on? A sub, a grinder, a hoagie, a hero, a poor boy, a bomber, an Italian sandwich, a baguette, a sarnie. You have no word for this. I would call it a sub. I have heard places, and I would call it a sub. Hero or hoagie, I've heard. Same with grinder, but no, a sub. It's a sub. How do you pronounce crayon? With one syllable rhymes with man. With two syllables sounds like cray-on. With two syllables with a second one rhymes with dawn. Crayon, 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 crayon. Where's the second syllable rhymes with crayon? Crayon? What do you call a traffic situation in which several roads meet in a circle? A rotary, a roundabout, a circle, a traffic circus. You have no word for it. It's a roundabout. How do you pronounce caught and caught the same? Yes, I do. What do you call the insect that flies around in the summer and glows in the dark? A lightning bug, a firefly. Use lightning bug and firefly interchangeable. A peenie wally? It's a firefly. What do you call a traffic jam caused by drivers slowing down to look at an accident or other diversion on the side of the road? Rubberneck, rubbernecking. Rubbernecking is the activity, slowing down and gawking, that causes the traffic jam, but you have no word for the traffic jam itself. Gaper's block, gaper's delay, looky-loo, curiosity delay, gawk block. Rubbernecking is the term for the activity. How do you pronounce the words Mary, Mary, and Mary? They're all pronounced the same. How would you pronounce these differently? Mary, Mary, no, Mary. I don't know how. Mary, Mary, and Mary. These would all be pronounced the same to me. How would you guys say this? Am I insane? It would all be Mary, Mary, and Mary. All the same? Mary, 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 and Mary. Fuck you. What do you call the night before Halloween? Gate Night, Trick Night, Mischief Night, Cabbage Night, Goose Night, Devil's Eve. I usually don't call it anything, but I've used and heard Devil's Eve. Or Devil's Night. What do you call a small road parallel to the highway? Frontage road, service road, access road, feeder road, gateway. We have them, but you have no word for them. You've never heard of the concept. A service road. Isn't Halloween the night before something already? I don't know. What do you call the large wild cat native to the Americas? A mountain lion, a cougar, a puma, a mountain cat, a panther, a catamount, a mountain screamer, a painter. I've never heard of these last three. Panther I've heard used, but it's weird. But like mountain cat, puma, cougar, I would probably call it a mountain lion. No, bobcat's different, I think. Yeah, a bobcat is different. It's a lynx. They're different cats. The bobcats are pretty small. Lynx / bobcats, they're pretty small. Like a cougar is the one that's gonna kill you. And mountain lion, cougar. I don't know, cougar or a mountain lion. I'd probably say, I don't know. I've used both of them pretty when I call that. Yeah, I would either be either a cougar or mountain lion. I'm gonna say cougar. What do you call the rubber-soled shoes worn in gym class for for athletic activities? Sneakers, shoes, gym shoes, sand shoes, jumpers, tennis shoes, running shoes, runners, trainers. You have no word for this. You use mountain lion because of Oblivion. Cat equal feline. If they're using it like that, a bobcat would be correct. They specifically said big, right? The large wild cat. A lynx is not very large. Look at the difference in the size between a lynx and a mountain lion. Like, they're significant. The lynx is not that big. You could pick up a lynx or a bobcat. You can't pick up a mountain lion. You can't hold a mountain lion. Gym shoes and sneakers are different. Gym shoes are different from sneakers. Are we specifically just calling, are we talking about, running shoes? Because usually, I would think of, a running shoe. Large relative to a house cat? No, a large cat. God, what is with you tonight? You're Captain Pedantry tonight. See, what I think they're talking about... Are they talking about these? Here, let me find a picture. I can't find a good photo of just of a shoe that fits what I'm trying to talk about. Here, this is good. No, never mind. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I can't find a good shoe. Gym shoes got better balance. Sneakers can be a pain. He says rubble soled, so it probably means one with more heft and lighter than the ones you can find in the store for running. I don't know. I would probably call them running shoes or sneakers in general. Most likely running shoes. That's usually what I would call it. Running shoes or runners is usually what I would call that kind of thing. Running shoes. No, the map broke. What do you call the thing from which you might drink water in a school? A bubbler, a water bubbler, a drinking fountain, a water fountain. Does anyone... Who the fuck calls it a bubbler? A water fountain. What do you call the area of grass between the sidewalk and the road? A berm, a parking, a tree lawn, a terrace, a curb strip, a beltway, a verge. You have no word for this. There's other names beside water fountain? Yeah, exactly. I would probably call this the verge. There are other words for this? I don't know. What do you call the sweet spread that is put on a cake? Frosting, icing, frosting, and icing refer to different things, both neither. I'm going to say both for this one. What do you call an easy high school or college class? A gut, a crypt course, a crip course, a bird, a blow-off, meat, other. Why is there no... I don't have a word for that? I have never heard of any of these in my life. No one has ever called... I have never heard anyone call an easy class any of these. I don't have a word for this. I've never heard one of these. That's so weird. What do you call a sweetened carbonated beverage? Soda, pop, Coke, tonic, soft drink, lemonade, Coca-Cola, fizzy drink, dope, other. I am offended that they don't have soda pop on here as one word. Go to hell. Yeah, I'm gonna pick pop. What do you call a large motor vehicle used to carry freight? A semi-truck, a tractor trailer, a trailer truck, a transfer truck, a transport, a truck and trailer, semi-trailer, 18-wheeler, truck, rig, big rig, lorry, other. Honestly, most of the time, I just say truck. I just call it a truck. Coca-Cola sounds like someone wanting not to say Coca-Cola and not break the law. Yeah, when you were at the McDaniels, the payphone outside the McDaniels, well, you guys were getting all of your diet conks and your fresh fries. They don't own French fries. What would you call a sale of unwanted items in your porch, your yard, etc.? I would call that a garage sale, right? Does anyone else call these a yard sale? I could see, but me personally, I'd say garage sale. I would accept yard sale. Never heard of tag sale, thrift sale, stoop sale, carport sale, sidewalk sale. Sidewalk sale, that's acceptable. A jumble. Yeah. But yeah, I would personally say garage sale. My map. Oh my god, this one, this spreads. Now I speak more like I'm from fucking Florida. Least similar, I don't speak like someone from Worcestershire, Milwaukee, or Philadelphia. Okay. Can we do it again? Because I want to see, is there like any differences? Oh, it's fucking like, it's broken. It doesn't want to work now. You should get yourself a drinking fountain and use it with some Coca-Cola. Now it's broken. It doesn't want to work now. Let me see if I can reopen the browser. Oh, if you see a McDaniels or a Burger Queen, let's stop and get some food. Ah, I could go for a flame broiled bopper. It won't work. Okay, back to trucks. Oh, that's fun. Why don't I have game capture as a toggle on my Stream Deck? I don't know. What were we doing? Oh, right. We drove the wrong way on the highway. Been fun. You gotta go. Have a good night, Halcyon. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. No, it's fine. Cat said meow to me. Your cat said meow to us all? Thank you. Note, I do not condone drinking and driving, despite what my model shows. There's a fucking train. Come on, torque. We need some torque. Lower the gear. Little Colorado River. Watch for wildlife. Don't hit Bambi. Got it. Oh, now we're trucking. Big open road. Watch for deer next 10 miles. Jeez. Speed trap there on the side of the road. Depending where you go in the States and in Canada, you can also find road or signs saying watch out for horse-drawn vehicles. When the DLC drops, you'll be very familiarized with those vehicles. Oh, we're going to be speeding all over the United States. They're going to give you a car that's like got several hundred horsepower. You know, you got like Dodge Challengers and Chargers and Mustangs and all these other fucking cars, like really fast cars, like American muscle cars and such. And like I think a Viper, Dodge Viper, like, oh yeah, we're going down these roads like, you know, we're you know, hitting triple digits consistently. Welcome to the town of Sholo. Nez colliding with an Amish buggy at 200 miles per hour. Won't be seeing much of the Amish until we're a little further out east. Once we get to like Pennsylvania and such. Although like Pennsylvania is not that far away. How many more states do they have to go for penis? No, yeah, we still have a couple more. Don't run over the Amish. Work goes on for my Fallout show video, I guess I should mention. And man, oh, is that show a doozy? What a miserable piece of media. I'm looking forward to getting it done with. My big worry is that I have to use clips from the television show, obviously, and I hope it doesn't get hit with a bunch of copyright. I try to be very careful, and I've only used 5-second clips, and I don't use clips with audio very often, and I think I should be good. A lot of freeze frames. I have used a lot of freeze frames, especially if I want to like display a particular line. I can have the show with the subtitles on, and just freeze it with the subtitles on the screen, like get a screenshot of that, and then use that. But you know, and then of course, anytime I go off on like a bit of a ramble, I cut to game footage. I just cut to me playing New Vegas or Fallout 1 or 2 or whatever. You know what? The GoldenEye soundtrack, the 007 GoldenEye soundtrack would be good for this game. Yeah. What is about the show? What is the best part of the show? The ending doesn't count. The production. The production values. Like a lot of it looks pretty darn good in terms of like reproducing things from the game. Oh my god, tumbleweed. We're about to enter New Mexico, land of enchantment. A lot of like really good things like, oh wow, those Pip-Boys look nice. Oh wow, the vault looks cool. Oh wow, the vault suits look good. Wind Brahmin, yeah. It's time to take my mandatory break. Oh, god damn it. Where's the next rest? There's a rest stop coming up ahead in a gas station. So that's cool, but I think that, and I say as much in the video, I'll say another thing. Stuff like the Securitrons and the power armor being practical effects, good job. They look better for it. You know, the Securitrons are especially impressive in terms of like, oh wow, you like made these guys and they have like a big TV screen and all these like articulated parts. Like that's really impressive. You know, they have to do some trickery. They have to have like people in CG suits that they edit out. But it's still kind of neat. But that's about it. And I say as much in the video, and then I also say as much that it's like, this is like the bare minimum that they should be expected to do, and I don't really give them many points for it. We have to, how many? Mandatory break? It's not complied? You won't, you have to rest. For every 14 hours of driving, you have to take a break for 10 hours to avoid being fined. It's gonna be the middle of the night. God damn it. It's not like they're adapting things from a non-visual medium. In Rollo, that's exactly what I say. I say like, you know, yes, the things should look like the games, and that you, but like this was the easy part. They pretty much had it done for them. You know, I make note that it's like when, you know, when you're adapting, let's say when you're adapting a novel into a visual medium, there is some craft in having to like take descriptions of characters and locations and items and such and translating them onto screen. But Fallout is a series that has so many entries, and it has so many entries with so much that are all visual, that have references for everything. And So, like, yeah, the show should look like the games. Good job. Like, it should. You did what was expected. And I even make note that, like, what it comes down to is, like, it comes down to taste. Because it's like, did you like what they chose to adapt? Do you like the Fallout 4 jumpsuits or the Fallout 3 New Vegas jumpsuits? Do you like the power armor or the gun, this style gun or weapon from this game or from another game? That's what it comes down to. And I say it's like it comes down to taste, and it just ends up being like, you know, like just that goes nowhere fast. Like, you know, it's hard to argue that, like, oh, that's good or bad other than I don't like it. No, I mentioned the Pridwins. I have like a huge section on the Brotherhood, and it talks about a lot of stuff. You would have given them more points if they only had the old games. Oh my god, are we gonna have an accident here? Oh my god, look. Oh, it was an accident. That was great. Yeah. You know, because at that point, then they have the option for, you don't like Fallout Tactics? I played it once for like half an hour. I'd have to play more of it. I can't really say if I like it or not. I'd have to go in again with like an actual sort of willingness to dive in a little bit more. Maybe look up like a guide to make a characters that I won't, make some good characters that I won't feel like I've, you know, fighting the game. Watching you react to the Tactics intro is something else. It's funny. It's a funny intro. Well, yeah, only one character. Yeah, that's what I would want. I would want to be able to, like, look up a good build that, you know, so that at least I have a character who's good. Instead of, you know, just, like, kind of taking a shot in the dark and then making a character that is no fun and then ending up however long into the game and being like, this sucks. Man, I wish I could see this beautiful New Mexico scenery, but it's almost the same time in game as it is in real life. Got 650 miles. Can't wait for Fallout 5 to release when you're in the seniors' home. Yeah. I can't wait. Well, it's not gonna. Well, you think Bethesda's gonna be around? They're gonna get shit canned by Microsoft too eventually. They released it or your Alzheimer's makes you think it did. What are you delivering? Oh, it's a tractor. Sorako. Discovered. Which studio would make a good 3D Fallout? At this point, I have no idea. Like, like, I'm trying to think of games that, like devs that even make similar games. You know. And it's like one of those things where it's like, do they have to follow like the same path as like Bethesda did with Fallout, or could they do something else, something a little different? I don't know. I still think, and I know that Bethesda would never do it, and it's bizarre. We were talking about it when I was playing Darktide. Mentioned it a little bit, that like, you know, it's funny because like Games Workshop essentially like slings out Warhammer 40K to any developer who asks. We want to make a 40K game. Oh, sure. You know, and everyone, and it leads to there being a lot of good, but also a lot of bad 40K games. Of like every fucking type. There's so many different flavors of them too, like every type of genre, covering, you know, whichever, you know, part of the world. But like Bethesda plays so close to the chest with any of their stuff. Like you don't see Elder Scrolls spin-offs, Fallout spin-offs, you know, they don't, you see like a couple mobile games here and there. Rest in peace, Blades. I think Blades is dead. I think that happened. I think it's either happened or is going to happen this month. You know, but like you have Fallout Shelter, and then there's a version of that for Elder Scrolls as well, which I don't remember what it's called. And that's it. You know, they don't go, oh, here you go, make a isometric RPG in the style of Fallout 1, developer. Here's, oh, make a tactics game, make like a first-person shooter in Fallout, make like a combat arena game in Elder Scrolls, you know. So we're considering how protected they are. Their IP is point of sending cease and desists for similar shoulder pauldrons in a dude's custom-made mini shop. Well, they protect what makes them a lot of money, I guess. They probably rake in the cash over the plastic, and so they want to protect that, and they're very litigious with that. But when it comes to like, you know, stuff, they probably like, I bet Games Workshop considers like the games and stuff. That's all like extra. That's all just like, that's icing. You know, that's not the cake itself. The cake is the minis. How do we get people to buy more plastic? They tried to copyright the word Space Marine? No. Yeah, that fits right in with what they... Yeah. Bethesda, brackets, Todd, is salty about New Vegas. Anyone that denies that is on some lab grade. So the thing is that, like, it's one of those things, and I mentioned something similar in regards to the show, where it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, actions speak louder than words kind of thing, where you'll never get Todd or Emil or any of these people on camera saying something like, yeah, we fucking hate New Vegas, or like, yeah, we think that, like, we're bitter about, like, they're never gonna say that, you know, they're not gonna fucking say that out loud. But the actions that they do, it's like, it strikes you as, so you don't like how these games, like, you know, you don't like how that one spin-off just, you know, just is so popular, is so, you know, it's like, it's so referenced, it's so popular. Oh god, I'm so tired. And it's so it's so it's considered to be like by many to be one of the best games in the series, if not the best, you know, or at the very least the best of the 3D games. I would consider it the best of the 3D games by far, and I would consider it very close to the best in the series, possibly. Like it would probably be a tie between it and 1. Someone did say something like people praise Obsidian. Yes, there was someone who did that. There was one dev, I don't remember who it was. They did say like, "Oh, Obsidian, we did all these asset work," and it's like, "Oh, well, you could have done made a better game then." Oh. The only way to get them to say it is after they leave the company legally, because they can't while they're there. See, the thing is that like it might also be a point of pride for some of them. For someone like Emil or Todd, it might be a point of personal pride that like they might not say it even afterwards, because it was, you know, again, they're prideful about it. I'm so fucking go faster, you. It's 75. Why are we only doing 60? This guy in front he won't accelerate. He's in the left lane and he won't accelerate. And then there's another truck. Oh, you slow fucks. Oops. Oh my god, we've stopped. We've just had a collision now. Great. Exchange insurance information. Emma will never admit to being a failure. No. Someone did a video on how many assets were recycled from 3 you didn't watch, but you remember having it recommended. Crucis. We're on the border with Tekis soon. I think it only came out to about 30% of the assets. It's funny because it's like, yeah, you can see there's so many new assets in New Vegas if you played the games. You know? Why do they have a weird fixation with superheroes? I think I don't know, like I think Emil or Todd, or maybe I think it's mostly Emil, because Emil's been like the lead for those games for 3 and 4. So Emil, I think, he really likes the 50s aesthetic of Fallout, like the retro futuristic aesthetic, and so he's like, oh, what was popular in the 50s? Oh, comic books. He probably read comic books as a kid, and so he's like, oh, comic books, and he's gonna make his own things, and so like you have all these comics in there, and it's like, okay. And it's like, it could be a neat touch, but like, it's so insistent. Are we getting off the highway here? No. Thing is, no one takes praise away from them or praise to Obsidian. People still like Fallout 3. Yeah, people still like Fallout 3. I don't know why, but people still like Fallout 3. You are now leaving New Mexico, land of enchantment. You are now entering Texas, the Lone Star State. Got a highway with lights, Jesus. You like 3 because of nostalgia and atmosphere? Not because it's some grand RPG. Yeah. Well, it will be fun to eventually do a what's it called? A comparison of Fallout 1, 2, and 3 in terms of like theme, atmosphere. How well does Fallout 3 nail that atmosphere? I'm curious. Everyone says that 3 has good atmosphere, but how many games don't have good atmosphere? Oh, now we have to get into it. It's like, what do we mean by atmosphere? Oh, fuck. How do we define our terms? You know? Ooh, look at these bridges, and they all say the name of the street. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. El Paso's pretty. Look at all these highway art. Look at that. Zordy. You just see it as a participation award. Like, people can't say anything else nice about the game until they go, oh, it has good atmosphere. If Bethesda did Fallout 3 today, you bet DC would be way more preserved and shiny. The subway sections would be reduced to the enjoyment of many. Well, I think it's clear that, and it's gonna be, it's unfortunate that like the art design of Fallout 3, excuse me, the art design of Fallout 4 is going to be what Fallout looks like from now on. So Fallout's gonna look like that weird shiny plastic atom punk shit instead of the old school Art Deco with concrete and stone and metal and faces. It's gonna look more and more like Fallout 4. And it's gonna look more like Fallout 4 regardless where you are. Everywhere in the US is gonna look like Fallout 4. Yeah. You know, you're gonna see the designs of Fallout 4 guns in future Fallout. They are going to be what the guns look like in Fallout from now on. Or not, I don't know. Maybe they'll just like keep changing it. Like, I don't know, like Bethesda is fucking insane with what they do. So like, I would think it's like, oh, they want to make it their own thing, but maybe not. Maybe they'll do something completely fucking different and just like every Fallout game will look wildly different with like no sort of continuity of any design across the series. You know, I don't know. Because like sometimes they you know, sometimes things are consistent. Like the stim packs still look like stuff from Fallout 1. You know, the stim pack still looks similar to Fallout 1. Radaway is still kind of similar. It's, you know, it was like a IV bag. You know, some things look similar, but then like other things just like change crazy, wildly. You had no idea how big bulky the plasma pistol was? Yeah. Well, it's a result of things like the plasma pistol sharing its design, because it can be either the pistol or the rifle version. And so because it can be both, it has to look like the main body of the gun doesn't change size, right? It stays the same, so when you only have the pistol grip on it, it looks enormous. You know, and it looks a little more proportional when it has the rifle stock on it. But, yeah. Radaway was an instant in Fallout 1? Yeah. I mean more design-wise in terms of, like, visuals. Not in terms of mechanics. But yeah, you're right. Every pistol is a rifle receiver. We have to stop, maybe? Yeah. All trucks must exit next 3/4 of a mile when flashing. Okay. When flashing? Oh fuck. Played Metro 3? Or is that Exodus? Okay, no, we don't have to stop. Okay, good. Where are we? Exodus? Yeah, I didn't like Exodus. But I have played it. I was like, what is this music? I feel like I'm playing... Oh, I feel like I'm playing World of Warcraft. I'm like, oh my god, Elwyn Forest. Leveling in Elwyn Forest, spending hours in that area, leveling who knows how many characters through that forest, collecting wood, fighting bears and wolves, and then I look, oh, it is Elwyn Forest music. Like the way they do gun modding, I genuinely don't remember. I played that game twice and I don't remember like a single thing about it. I didn't even remember there was gun modding in it. I feel like Metro Exodus was really weird because it was very much a like betray the premise of the series. It's like, oh, what is the Metro games? It's like, oh, well, it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where there's all these different people living in the Moscow Metro, and there's all these different little nations and groups and stations, and there's all these little like you know, like weird, oh, there's like ghosts and supernatural things, and there's mutants and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, that's really cool. Like, I want to explore more of the Metro. So Metro Exodus, like leaving the Metro entirely in like the first hour is like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like I want to explore the Metro. The Metro is the cool part. Like I think that's part of the reason why when you sheath your weapon it just vanishes into thin air. Putting a pistol on your hip that is a rifle receiver would look weird. That is actually, that's an interesting, I have not really heard anyone hypothesize why you can't, like why the choice was made to not make it so you can't, or to make it so you can't see your weapon on you when it's holstered in Fallout 4. But that's an interesting hypothesis. It's one of those things where it's like, I could not even guess. It's like, I literally do not understand, like, why is it so that you can't put, you don't have a holstered weapon? Like, why, you could do that in 3. Obsidian did it in New Vegas. Like, why is it... It looked really neat. Like, it looked cool being able to see your rifle over your back or your pistol on your hip. Like why is it... And it's one of those things where it's like, it can be done. It's one of, like, the most popular mods on the Nexus for Fallout 4 is the one that allows you to see your weapon on your back again or on your hip. You find it funny, the contrast between New Vegas having a faction dedicated to weapon making, yet having very restrictive weapon modding, and Fallout 4 having a faction, not having a faction and completely remake weapons. Well, yeah, and like the idea is that the gun runners are you know, like a not a reference, but they're like a, oh fuck, they're like a holdover, not a holdover. They're returning from Fallout 1. I don't remember, were they in 2? I don't remember. Were they in 2? It's been so long. But like the gun runners were in 1, you know, they were like, you got your turbo plasma rifle from them and everything. You know, God, even Mass Effect, yeah. playing 2? So I don't remember in 2. It's been a while. But they were in 1 definitely, you know. And so they show up and like, oh, they're the gun runners. It's I don't know. Like it is bizarre. A lot of the design, like there is so little thought. Oh god, it's so weird how like they took away different approaches to the community, adding customization mods in 3 stay true to the lore, otherwise it went crazy with new mechanic. I don't understand. I was just gonna think about like the gun runners and stuff. Like they don't really. I don't think like Bethesda really like they don't think things through when they're designing their worlds anymore. You know, you look at stuff like how. Oh man, I don't know. It's just like they don't. Nothing in the Commonwealth like makes like sense. Like there's not any like. There's nothing like sensical about a lot of like the different groups and factions and things in the Commonwealth. Like I think one of the best examples is the scrap. Like okay, the scrap guns. The scrap guns in or the pipe guns technically. The pipe guns in Fallout 4 are really funny because it's like I see where that thought came from. Oh, pipe guns. So we want to make it so that there's like, you know, very crude handmade guns that are clearly made out of like wood and, you know, piping and stuff like that. I admit, that fits in the Wasteland. That makes sense. There was a pipe gun in Fallout 2. Where it stops making sense is there's like 3 different types of pipe gun, and they're the same, like outside of the modification. Like it ends up being weird that you find all these pipe weapons across the entire Wasteland that all like look the same and function the same. And it's like, is someone mass producing these shitty guns and like selling them across the Commonwealth? And then other things like their game mechanics clashing with the design of certain things, like, oh, they're pipe guns, clearly post-apocalyptic, you know, shit made by scavengers, and yet you can find them in like pre-war safes. And it's like, oh, well, someone could have put that in there since the pre-war. And I'm like, yeah, but like it also like this is a safe in like a super bunker no one's opened. You know what I mean? Commonwealth doesn't make sense at all. The Institute should have basically taken over the entire country with the level of technology they have. Well, yeah, but no, because they don't want to. But they also do, but they don't, and they don't actually have they literally have no coherent plan for anything. You know, the Kyber Pass guns. Yeah, I know. I've heard of the Kyber Pass. I've seen some Forgotten Weapons videos. But, like, it doesn't make sense that the Commonwealth hasn't taken over the entire fucking country. They have more technology than, like, and they can make people. They have more technology than the who is like the most technologically advanced faction in the setting? Probably the outside of the Institute. Okay, the aliens don't exist. Fuck off. The aliens are Easter eggs and nothing else. Don't bring up the Zetans. God damn it. Caffeine freak. Fuck. The no Oblivion Gate ruins in Skyrim. Well, you know what it is? They think that they probably Bethesda probably goes, oh well, the Oblivion Crisis only happened in Cyrodiil, even though it didn't. I would say, yeah, if you had to pick, like, I think I'd agree with you, Vadim. It's probably Big Mountain, then the Institute, and then I would say after that is the Enclave. Maybe House fits in there somewhere. I'd say maybe House fits in between he's either after the Enclave or like I think he's maybe below the Enclave. But like the Enclave are like the biggest, most technologically capable faction. The only ones who were bigger before the Institute would be Big Mountain. And you know what's funny? You know what is funny? You talk who the fuck mentioned was Caffeine. They should have taken over the entire it was Robust. The reason why it makes sense for the Big Mountain to not have taken over the entire wasteland is they wrote that into the script of the DLC. Because the people writing that DLC actually gave a shit about making their crazy advanced technological faction work in a world that already exists and that has things set up and, like, you know, rules. It's like, oh, what some writer thought, like, well, what's to stop the Big Mountain from taking over the entire, like, these guys have crazy tech and these guys, oh, well, we'll make it a part of the plot. They're stuck here. They're trapped in circles purposely by Mobius. Like, it's in the plot. You know, there was a cut ending to that DLC where you would actually help them escape. And it would be like a bad end, like Elijah's bad end, where you help him. Or an alternative ending, I guess you would say, maybe not necessarily a bad end, depending on your perspective. So, you know, like, but like the Institute are just like a bunch of guys who live underground, who have like the best, they have super infinite power, apparently like tons of food, they're making artificial gorillas for some reason, they can make people, they have all these guns and all this tech and like, and they can teleport. Is that the first instance of, no, it's not the first instance. That would be the second instance of teleportation. Big Mountain would probably be the first instance, right? The fact that neither the Institute of Big Mountain or Enclave, not being Enclave associated, bugs you. So yeah, Big Mountain, I think, Big Mountain, oh, Mothership Zeta, yeah, I guess, the Zetans. I pretend that that's not canon. They did that. Well, they also teleport you there at the beginning. The beginning of the DLC, they kidnap you. They teleport you there. I consider everything with the Zetans non-canon. Fuck off. Like, outside of, like, the Easter eggs, because those are just Easter eggs. But, like, Mothership Zeta didn't happen. That was a fever dream of the Lone Wanderer after they tripped on some bad jet. Yeah, it's just, it's nuts. Ooh. Ooh, we're going way faster on these corners. You know, but yeah, the Enclave, I think the Big Mountain was technically, maybe not like, I think Big Mountain was government, but like, just like big science guys. I don't think they, or were they corporate? I don't remember. I think maybe like 6 of one, half, a little bit of both, 5, you know, one of each. But like, the Institute makes no sense. The Institute makes no sense in like every single way. I think the Institute is like, I think so much of Emil's writing is based off of like, he loves like reveals and like shock value in terms of like, oh my god. And I think it's like the Institute is as crazy technologically advanced as they are because he wanted the player to have the moment when they get into the Institute for the first time and they see it and they go, oh my god, look at all the tech they have. And then I think another reason is excuse me, not another reason, but like another thing is like he's also happy to like murder other, you know, like to make no sense with other factions. Like, yeah, of course, the Brotherhood of Steel would want to destroy the Institute entirely. They definitely wouldn't want to preserve it. You know, like, they don't... You have Paladin Dance. You have Paladin Dance saying that, like, oh, one of the things they came to the Commonwealth for is, like, salvage. They're talking about, like, salvaging technology, but then they also want to blow up the Institute entirely, and there's no way to convince them otherwise. Vadim, when you read Mobius's Scorpion, when you said Scorpion, I immediately thought of Scorpion from Cyberpunk. I was like, remember Scorpion? Emil didn't consider the implications of teleportation. The Institute can just teleport a nuke into your settlement and have it go off. There's no defense for that. No. What they're going to do is they're going to teleport a bunch of flimsy robots. Paladin bust the move. The man tanked that rocket. Oh, yeah. But no, don't you remember that his power armor tanked a full jet, like a jet engine melting him But in the TV show, in the first season, the ghoul goes up to Maximus and just cuts one of the tubes, and then the armor's useless. He cuts the tubes with a knife, and it's done. Yeah, it's so stupid. Oh my god. Not jet, rocket. That was liquid rocket. Yeah, my bad. You're correct. Excuse me. You're right. That isn't a jet. That was a rocket engine. You are correct. No, that is a difference. Yes, you are correct. That was a rocket engine. There is a difference, and it is significant. Yes, yes, yes. A rocket engine. Oh god. Yeah, and then like oh god, when I was going through looking for footage, and I seen the making the video and stuff like that, and I see the first or that episode in the first season where the Yao Guai knocks that guy out, and it's like scratching power armor the Yao Guai, and it's like It's funny how there was a discussion on Twitter like a month ago now that like a thing where people were arguing about power scaling being stupid and wrong, and that if you care about power scaling in fiction, you're like a dumb moron who doesn't have media literacy. And it's funny because like this is an example of like power scaling damaging the world, because if you can't like oh, so the bear was able to damage the power armor. So anything later that doesn't damage the power armor is weaker than a bear. Like, that's the thing that the writers don't realize. That if the power armor can be gouged by a bear, a mutant bear, sure, but a bear nonetheless, then anything that doesn't deal damage to it in the same way when it should, or when it might, is weaker than the bear. And that leads to issues, And you gotta remember, the TV show... Oh my god, look at this fucking canyon. The TV show is canon to the video games. Consistency is key. Be a power scaling character setting. I say it. I use one media. I use one video essay word in my script. I use the word verisimilitude, internal cohesion. Every suit has a flaw that if you shoot it in the chest, they die instantly. Ugh. Every season is like a video game. I hate Todd Howard so much. I don't hate him. It's just like, Todd, I don't know. Here's the thing. I think that Todd and Emil think they are making great things. I think Emil is more deluded than Todd, definitely. I think Emil has the mind of a child. He's not an intelligent man, I'm gonna be honest, from everything I've seen of him talk and how he makes things and stuff like that. I can think of one good thing I've heard Emil say about his talking about Fallout at all, and it's a quote about power armor training in Fallout 3, where he says something intelligent, meaning he goes, so in Fallout 3, you see power armor very early, but we didn't want you to get it, the player to get it that early, so we made power armor training as a way of being able to show it off to the player, but not get too strong right away. And it's like, wow, that actually kind of makes sense. But other than that, everything he ever talks about is garbage. Would that make the next game Fallout 7? Oh, Todd will say anything. What's the, how do you know Todd is lying? His lips are moving. Well, I think, again, a lot of the reasons the show is the way it is because they don't care. The people writing the show don't care. They actually don't care, and they think Fallout is shit garbage, and so they don't give a shit. They want to tell their story, and they don't give a shit about any lore or history or games or anything like that. I can't prove that, but when I see what the game is, oh fuck, that's what it tells me. Or the game, the show. When I see the show, that's what it shows to me, is that they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. I'm sorry, I can't care anymore about the red lights. We're moving on. But yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. You can't prove it, but their actions, you know, their actions. Can't say their actions prove it, but their actions are evidence to that conclusion. You know, when you say that, if you say that, oh, we love Fallout, we think Fallout's so good, we think Fallout's so good, oh, yada yada, fuck. We think Fallout's so good, we love Fallout. And then you see the Fallout show as someone who's a fan of Fallout, and you go, wow, if that's what you love it, huh? Oh, okay. Right, that's a weird way of showing love. Fuck it. How are we that tired? We've still got a little bar left. Don't mind about their story, but the story they put in the show is plain dumb. Just one of those things, like, if you want to tell your own fucking story, why don't you go make your own thing instead of ruining something that already exists? Instead of ruining someone else's thing. You know, someone else made this, and now you're shitting all over it. All these people, like, 30 years ago, these devs made, like, a really good game with a really interesting world, and all this cool stuff, and you're here shitting all over it. Oh god, the inbred storyline. It's worse than that. They don't care about the source material and their shit at their job. You wouldn't have millions of Bezos and Bethesda bucks to play with? Yeah, I guess. You're right, it is capitalism's fault. Oh, we're almost here. Where do you want it? Perfect. You strongly suspect no one who worked on Fallout 4 even played Fallout 3 and were told it's like Borderlands in the 50s? Well, see, that's the thing, is that unfortunately, I know that that's not true because Emil worked on Fallout 3 and on Fallout 4. Emil worked on, he was the lead on both of those. Beautiful. Wait, what? We moved out by like a fucking inch. Okay, now we're good. There we go. Oh. Woo. High value cargo. They brought in a bunch of new people after, a ton of employees after Skyrim. Their turnover rate can't be that high. I don't know. Well, this is the developer who's like, you know what? Maybe we should just forget everything we do whenever we make a new game, and then just, and just, like, start from scratch every time because we're stupid. I love Bethesda. When will you carry the ultra secret and unique power armors found in every square inch of the Commonwealth? Service, please. New tires. Woo! How much would a total restoration be? $300,000. Character sleepy, needs to sleep. Look, there's a nice trailer stop, truck stop here. Yeah. I know it's time to rest. Shut up. Look left, look right. Nez, do you talk about the new plague and how none of the flashbacks addressed in the show? No, I do not. What I mostly do is talk about how I'll bring up, I have points and I have a thesis and I have points, and I bring up how the show will, and then I go, okay, so point one of my thesis, this, and then I go, well, here's a bunch of examples of how the show doesn't do this, or doesn't do it well, or does it, wrong in whatever way, and I say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The Brotherhood of Steel is stupid and dumb and stupid. Everyone forgets the new plague? Oh yeah, I barely fucking remember the new plague. No, the new plague is not the Scorched Plague, not from Fallout 76. New plague is the reason the government wanted FEV to cure it before it became the idea of a super soldier serum. Yeah, this is like, is it mentioned in Fallout 1, the new plague? Like where? New plague. New plague. Yeah, it is right. You talk to the Zax in the glow. You get information about it. Oh, wow, it's even mentioned in Fallout 3. Wow. It's mentioned in Fallout 3. Apparently in Season 2 of Fallout TV show, in Season 2 of Fallout 3 TV show, there is apparently a sign that on a hospital that shows treatments for the new plague. It's like advertising treatments for the new plague, and that's it. Oh. But no, they don't really mention it. They don't mention the fact that it killed possibly thousands of people and was also tens of thousands of people and that there was a quarantine. I think that, so I do plan to eventually, after the Cyberpunk stuff, I do plan to do a video that is essentially, the working title is how Fallout is Fallout is Fallout 3. That, again, working title, it's not very good. And it's essentially going to be an exploration of Fallout 1, Fallout 1, or it's essentially going to be an exploration of Fallout 3, comparing it only to Fallout 1 and 2, and essentially analyzing how well does Fallout 3 carry on, I guess for lack of a better term, the spirit of Fallout. And because I played these games before, I think my hypothesis, my hypothesis, is that Fallout 3 is an honest yet shaky and not great attempt at carrying on the spirit of Fallout, and that it is mostly let down by its quest design and dialogue, because the quests and dialogue in Fallout 3 are not very good. The thing that does carry it is atmosphere, visuals, stuff like that. But like the actual, like, you know, a lot of like the actual meat is not very good. Like, you know, what quests are there in Fallout 3 that really feel anything like Fallout 1 or 2, or really carry on, or like, and which one of them are even good? Your hypothesis? You have a pet? Yeah. My hypothesis. Hypothesis. Got anything short? Got any like short haul stuff? Heat exchanger to San Antonio. Republic of Dave best quest. Republic of Dave doesn't even have its own quest. It's only part of a quest. Republic of Dave has the you gotta shoot him in the head quest, where the guy wants the keys to Fort Constantine for the T-51B. Like, there's no actual quest specifically for Republic of Dave. The voting quest, I don't count. I wouldn't count that. That's an unmarked quest. That's not like an actual, like, full quest. You disagree? Bethesda doesn't understand progress. Well, Fallout 3 is all about that. So 1 and 2 are about rebuilding, while 3 and 4 are theme parks. Well, see, that's why I think I would want to actually sit down, play Fallout 1, because it's not very long. So I can do all of Fallout 1, then do most of Fallout 2, and then do as like a good chunk of Fallout 3. Maybe not all of it, but like a good chunk of plain Jane vanilla Fallout 3, and sort of kind of think about that, and think about how what's it called? How does my opinion change? Does my hypothesis change? Is it like actually worse than I remember? Megaton is the only rebuilding, and it doesn't make any sense. Oh, I know. So I think that I agree with the idea that, like, so the thing is I agree that Bethesda is really attached. I mentioned this as much in the video, Bethesda is attached to the Untamed Wasteland 100%. The thing that it makes that bad, it's like, okay, if they just wanted DC and the area around DC to be like nuked to shit because it was the capital and like that's it, and like that's why it's so bad there, it's like, yeah, that's fine, that's an interesting way to explore. But everywhere in the wasteland is becoming that. Everywhere, East Coast, West Coast, every place in the wasteland is small scattered settlements, people living in shacks, cities that are at best like 100 people, no big nations, no big factions, nothing. You know, that's it. You know, the wasteland is becoming like plain and homogenized. Everywhere's the same. You know, like you go to the Commonwealth. But Boston's like what? A couple 100 miles away from DC? It's the same thing. It's completely like small scattered settlement. There's one big settlement, Diamond City, and then there's a couple small scattered ones. There's no unity. There's raiders and super mutants and monsters everywhere. There's no factions, nothing. You know, and the show does that to the east or to the west coast even. The west coast is that now. Oh my god, this fucking light, Jesus Christ. Don't red light me. Okay. Philly Shagtown. It sucks. That entire... it sucks what they do to that. It's just like, I don't know. Iconography and everyone's living in shack. Oh god, it's so terrible. Like, it's... Why did they ever... I'm calling it. Fallout 5 is going to be on the East Coast. Fallout 5 is going to be on the West Coast, and it's going to suck. Because it's going to show the show's West Coast, and it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be fucking awful. It's gonna be all the things you know and love that you thought was fun and cool from the previous games gone. Highly recommend looking up. Look up like look up a Fallout wiki chapter. Look up like a Fallout wiki page for something like something on the east or on the west coast, something like the Kings or something, or the Strip, and like you look at their descriptions, and it's like before the Fallout show. Oh, this place was this, and these guys were this, and da 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 da. Then you look at their after the Fallout show description, and it's like, oh, they're all dead. Bothers you the most is DC and apparently Ohio or deserts because post-apocalyptic means desert. Now, well, you see that. No, don't you get it, Caffeine Freak? The original Fallout games had deserts. No, this is what someone with 2 brain cells would say to respond to you to this. Why are you complaining about doing deserts? Fallout 1 and 2 had deserts. Why do you care? Why does it matter that, like, you just hate Bethesda? Fallout 1 and 2 had deserts too, but you don't complain about them. There you go. There you go. I did it. And then someone would point out, well, California and Nevada actually have deserts, though. Like, they have desert climate. They actually have deserts. But by that point, the By that point, the Bethesda fan is like too busy staring at like, you know, the newest, you know, Funko Pop or whatever for Fallout. Be funny if Fallout 1, 2 had an area filled with mutated, even bigger sequoias. That would be kind of cool, actually. Oh, like a super redwood forest. Yeah. Can't wait to do my show video and then have someone tell me I can't comment on the show because I didn't play it on survival mode. Speaking of, like half-mile tall sequoias, you see the tree so tall you can't see the top. The tree so big the trunk casts a shadow over the whole area. Yeah. See, I like the glowing sea in concept. I like the glowing sea in concept that, like, oh, this place was so fucking nuked that it's just like radioactive hell. Like, I like that as like conceptually. The issue is that it's just like it's kind of boring and there's like nothing to do there. Like it's like they have this whole area and it's really only there for the one quest. It's there for you, like two. I know there's technically two quests there, but it's really there for you to find Virgil, and that's it. Like, that's what the setup was for. You're supposed to go there to find Virgil and be like, ooh, oh, this place is radiation. And then you go up there for the Brotherhood quest later on. Like, that's it. That's what it's there for. Like, it's like, oh, okay. You hear the sunflowers actually absorb and filter out fallout from soil. It would be neat if there's occasional sunflower field. That would be cool. It's like Terraria. You can hang out with both of you guys nailed it. The Children of Adam are fucking so stupid. It's so stupid. So, okay. Why are they not ghouls? All the Children of Adam should be ghouls. And it would fix so much about them. It would be so much better if they just made the Children of Adam ghouls. The Children of Adam worked in tactics where they were ghouls, yeah. Why are they not ghouls? If they were ghouls, it would be fine. Because ghouls are healed by radiation. Ghouls are not harmed by radiation. Done. Easy. But no. It's just random people who are somehow magically immune to radiation. Because they believe in radio. Oh, I hate Emil wanting to add more supernatural stuff to Fallout. Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Like, how long until, like, the next Fallout's just gonna have fucking... It's just gonna have magic in it. It's gonna just have magic in it. There are gonna be people who can just cast spells. And if you dare to criticize that, some fucking asshole's gonna come out and be like, oh my god, there are ghouls and super mutants in this setting, like, and magic is too far, and it's like, oh, okay. Whenever someone asks that, whenever someone does that, you have to ask them, like, what's your limit? How far is too far? Do you have a limit to, like, something existing in a fictional setting before even you go, it's like, that doesn't fit? That's not, like, correct? That's not coherent with the rest of the rest of the like, it's not coherent with the rest of the world? I'm surprised in 76 yet there's that isn't in 76 yet, since there's werewolves now. There's werewolves and are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually telling me there are werewolves in Fallout 76? And do you mean people who can turn into wolves? The magician in Nuka World who could teleport? I always assumed that was him just doing, like, you know, smoke bomb ninja vanish. You know, and like, that I could get away with. Like, that I could accept, because it's like, oh, he's doing stage magic. Like, whatever. It's stupid, but, like, I can, you know, that at a stretch, I can let that pass. But, that guy would vanish from VATS. Yeah, but how much of that is just, like, a technical limitation of him teleporting because VATS? Or because, like, shitty engine, and that's how they did it. They just teleported him in engine. It's like, that's fine. You haven't played it, but they copied Skyrim's werewolf code. Oh, good. I'm gonna have to play Fallout 76 eventually. Again. Oh, no. That game sucks, guys. That game's really bad. I have to go talk to the ghoul. TM. Did they get Walter Did they get Walter goggles for the game for Fallout 76 for the ghoul? Did they get the genuine article? Or is it like the ghoul TM, sorry, my bad. The ghoul TM. Walter Goggles TM. Walter Goggles. John Goggles. I'm still in reverse. Fuck. How much stuff have they added to 7? They probably added a ton. That game gets so many. Did you see that thing? Like, I think it was like before I continue, actually, I'll say the last time I played is they added a whole new area to the south, and there was a weather control machine. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so I wonder if how much they've added since. But there was a thing like last week. I don't know what it was from. It was some game presentation where it was like it started with like a message from Bethesda, and there was like a bunch of like a montage of reactions where people are like, they perk up in their chair as soon as they hear like, oh, Bethesda, and then they immediately, when it's revealed that it's for Fallout 76, they go, oh. That was funny. But can't wait for season 3 and how it'll connect him to more important people that also survived for 200. Oh, definitely. There is going to be well, they've already laid the seeds for it by having him meet the president and setting up the Enclave. There's going to be something like Walter Goggles, the Ghoul TM, knew someone in the pre-war from the military, or he was sent on a mission. You know what they're going to do? They're going to, oh my god, in Fallout 5, the Ghoul TM will be revealed to be Adam, Todd will be Eve. That's a high tier comment, Vadim. Holy shit. So there's a scene where he finds the Death Claw in Alaska, and the Enclave are clearly going to be the main threat of the next season. What's going to happen is that the person who sent him on that mission was an Enclave agent who's also still alive in the future, 200 years. And they're going to be one of the big bads in the Enclave. You know, or if you want to get even fucking stupider, you see as a cameo scene in the second season, Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs, Hank from Detroit Become Human, is the president of the United States. He's going to be alive in the future, and he'll be a brain in a jar, or he'll be plugged into a computer, or he'll be like attached to like a robot. What is the motivation of the Enclave? Oh, don't you know? The end of the second season revealed. Haka Kaguli TM, me boy. They reveal at the end, before Lucy's dad kills himself, he reveals that the wasteland, the vaults, they weren't the experiment. The wasteland was the experiment. Which doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just like, oh my lord, it is such bad writing. It is such bad writing. It is literally a case of invert what it is in the game. Oh, so the vaults were were experiments to like test different factors, right? Right? That's what they were in the games? Oh, okay. But what if, and this writer who just like takes like the biggest, this writer, what he does is he goes, oh, so the vaults were like the experiments in the games? What if? And then he goes off to, he grabs a bag of his own farts and just goes, oh, what if actually the wasteland was the real experiment? And he thinks he's written the fucking clever. He's such a good writer. Don't you know? He went to university for screenwriting. He's a good writer. His dad got him this job. He's a good writer. And then, like, you know, you want to fucking kill yourself hearing it. My sub has been verted, yeah. That and Rod and Perlman, as the Super Mutant said, they were gearing up for a oh yeah, right. There's also the conflict. Oh god. Oh yeah, the mutants are gonna. What do you mean? They don't understand. They don't understand anything about the Enclave. Like honestly, you know. Oh, do you think that when they were reading, or whatever lore person they got, whatever nerd they hired to explain to them, the stuff from the lore so they can better ignore it and destroy it, do you think that when they explained to them that the Enclave wanted to kill all mutants in the wasteland, do you think they missed the part where they meant that like anyone who wasn't in the Enclave, everyone was mutated according to the Enclave, at least in 2, you know, so they all had to die? That was what they wanted. They weren't just killing the ghouls and the super mutants, which I think is what the show thinks they were doing. Vaults were created to find a way to make better... Well, see, I don't know. Is that canon still, or was that from something that's not canon? Because that is what I remember thinking that the vaults were, is that, yeah, they were experiments by the Enclave, because the Enclave was pulling the Enclave was pulling the strings behind the what's it called, behind Vault Tech and all the other corporations and such, and so they, you know, were doing that on behalf of the Enclave, testing different factors for space colonization. I bet now even the old remnants we count as mutated to them for how they adapt and special. Well, yeah, but it's just like, if you wanted to have interesting things about the Enclave, like, you're not going to be able to have the Enclave be anything but you know, like, the Enclave are like, do you want me to grease? I'll glaze New Vegas more. So the Enclave and Fallout 2 are more or less like irredeemably evil. They are like the worst people imaginable. Like they're terrible. They essentially want to kill almost everyone. Fallout 3, they're not much better. Fallout New Vegas offers a really interesting little quest. There's a quest you might have heard me talk about before. It's called For Auld Lang Syne. And you know what's really cool about For Auld Lang Syne? It gives you a sympathetic look at the Enclave. It shows you that they were people and they had their own things and all this stuff and all this things, and you have all these people. Oh man, it's so good. You know, and you have an interesting set with fucking Arcade trying to deal with legacy and forging his own path and all that shit, and oh man, it's so good. I like that quest a lot. Who understood the factions better, the show writers or the Frontier devs? Well, I don't really remember. It's getting to the point where I don't remember the Frontier very well. I did not play that much of it, so we'll see. The Frontier will happen eventually. I'm not promising any time soon, but it will happen. Shame that the companion triggers are so buggy. Yes. Why are you running through all the lights? It doesn't matter because I can just one long haul with like a big valuable item, get all this money back and more. Listen, the Frontier is going to be fucking miserable. So that's the thing. It's like, you guys, crying about the Frontier. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible. It's going to be on the level. It's like, it's not even going, no, that's the thing, is that it's not even going to be, it's going to be bad. It's not going to be as like boring as like Starfield. It's going to be cringe. Like that's the thing. It's going to be painfully cringe. It's written by modders. Modders can't write for shit. Modders, it's going to be like, imagine if Fallout was like Borderlands Call of Duty. It's going to be terrible. You know, cause and it's like I think that's a good way of putting it. Borderlands Call of Duty. And it's not going to be fun. It's going to very quickly wear out its welcome, and it's going to be like a 3-stream thing before everyone is sick of it, because it's just like, oh good, more fucking terrible shite. But vehicles, ugh. It's just gonna be bad. So I'll play it because I am still curious. It has been a very long time since it came out and since I played it. It'll be interesting to see it, especially coming off of playing, you know, a bunch of Fallout. You know, and it'll be interesting. Who did a better job at Fallout? The Frontier devs or, you know, Bethesda in whichever game? Yeah, boy, ride the shoulder. Oh fuck, bridge, narrow bridge. As long as no one comes in the other lane, we're fine. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, it's a good thing we're not hauling anything. Remember when people hyped it like they did to Bethesda before Starfield? What, the Frontier? And it came out just like Starfield, people switched that quick. So, you know, are you driving on the service lane of the other side? Yes, I was. I was driving on the shoulder of the other side of the road there for a second. What of it? Now I'm driving on the sidewalk. God damn it. We're going 40 above. So it's funny because like everyone no need for the DLC. This is going to be so much better with the DLC. No need for, or what was I going to say? So yeah, people were like really hyping up the Frontier. I remember people were hyping it up. People were streaming it. Oh my God, look at the Frontier. It's so good. Do da do da do da do da do. And then the stuff that was like weird and or like questionable came out. And I think it was a bit of like I think it was like a very reactionary thing where it was like a pendulum. It was the hype for Fallout: The Frontier was so big for a mod that when the weird stuff came out, the reaction was like, I think much more than like it, because like that stuff was weird, but it really wasn't like you with how some people describe some of the stuff in there, you think that there was like a scene where you like. There was like a scene where you just like, you know, or like, oh, they actually put like fucking like a murder shot from real life in the game or something like that. You know what I mean? Where it was like, no, it was just like stuff was gross and like tasteless, and that's about it, you know. And it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I think it was just like a backlash to how much it had been hyped up, you know, like, oh my God, you can have sex with the Deathclaw. And it's like, yeah, that's fucking weird. You know, there was reports that the guy who put that in was like a furry, and so that's why it's like people were like, oh, it was like clearly like a sexual thing. And that one was probably like the least egregious to me, because it's like, guys, this is a mod for a game where you can fuck a robot. It was a case of the writer's barely disguised fetish, and it's like, I kind of thought I took it in the same way that like, oh, this is kind of like when you can let Fisto do his business to you, you know what I mean? Like that's like, it was on the same level, because the idea was that you have sex with the Deathclaw, and your character after the cut to black wakes up with all their limbs crippled, and I'm like, oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's like, oh, that's funny. It broke all your limbs. Huh. But, and like, in the same way that, again, you can bang a bear, yeah, in Baldur's Gate, and that's the best thing ever, but you can't have a Deathclaw wife, yeah. So that was, like, the least egregious stuff to me. It was a case, like, at most, it was a case of, like, the writer's barely disguised fetish, but it, like, yeah. And again, it's not like that doesn't get, you know, it's not like the Legion or I don't know, like and that's the thing is like there was one scene where the Legion tortures people. That was another one. Was a bit of a controversy with the Legion torturing people. And oh, excuse me. I think it was a case of it was like, there's like an NCR soldier who gets tortured in front of you. You get like asked questions, and he gets tortured, and like it's like, oh, they cut his leg off, and he's screaming, and oh, it's so much pain, and it's so gory and violent and stuff like that. And they give you like a warning beforehand, like this scene is fucked. Do you want to skip? That's not what it said, but like that's sort of the idea. And I think it's like, that's what it makes me think of, like, how many times has like Call of Duty done that in their games, where there's like a torture scene, and I'm like, this is why I think it was like Call of Duty Borderlands. It's like, that's not that bad. It was violent, and like that was it. It's like this is not even as bad as that torture scene from GTA 5, which had a bunch of hoopla over. And also, yeah, like, again, Fallout 1, you see a soldier summarily execute a prisoner by shooting them in the back of the head. The Legion crucifies people in Fallout New Vegas. They crucify them. There's heads on spikes in Legion camps. So, whatever. So that one was like kind of like a bit overblown, I feel. And like, again, it makes me think of like all the Call of Duty stuff where like there's Call of Duty, there's torture scenes in COD. it makes me think of stuff like, and then the wave to the camera in Fallout 1 intro, yeah. It makes me think of like, oh, can we go down to like this southern, there's like a screenshot thing all the way down here. It makes me think of like, oh god, like No Russian, you know, in COD, or the one where the family gets like blown up by terrorists in Call of Duty. And it's like, it's shock value shit, but it's nothing that like crazy. And then I think the biggest one that people had issues with in the Frontier was the one character who was, again, the thing is that it's hard to like, it's hard to get the truth now because, yeah, the feet thing. Because it's like, it was like a girl, like the character was called America. She was a companion, and it was like, she was very young, and it's like, was her character model was shorter too, and it's like, is she a child, or is she just short, and is she just, like, it was like, okay, and it's hard to tell now, because it's like, well, you know, they modded it, they altered it, they removed things, and now, I don't know, it's hard to tell, like, again, it would be hard to get the truth out of that. I guess you'd have to go back and look, like, at 1.0 stuff. You know, and, like, the lines in particular, like, it was two things about it, is that, like, it was two things about it, it was like, it was like the weird line about her smelly feet, which people were like, oh, fetish stuff. Like with the Deathclaw, and it's like, okay. And then the other one was that, like, you could make her into a slave. Like, you could put a slave collar on her, and she's, like, your slave. And people were like, fetish. You know, oh, she's barely legal fetish stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's fucking weird. But yeah, and I don't think it's like, appropriate. But, like, calm the hell down. They should take it out. That shouldn't be in there. I agree. It's fucking weird. And it's hard to tell, though, that if it's, like, what the tone of it was supposed to be. It's like, they insisted, oh, it's a joke. It was, like, a joke. Her feet are smelly, and she's just, like, a lame kid making a joke. You know, or it's like, oh, the slave stuff is meant to be, like, evil, mean stuff, not, like, weird fetish shit. And it's like, yeah, I guess, it's just maybe that just, like, you didn't tell the joke very well. You know, it didn't come off like that to many people. Those are, like, the three big things I remember from the Frontier. And then the rest of it is just, like, cringe. Like, just, like, bad dialogue and, like, other stuff like that just is not fun to play through because it's just, like, embarrassingly written. It's like, you want garbage and cringe? And then, like, fetish stuff. But it was enough to sink that game's or that mod's sort of popularity and, like, its sort of appeal. And it's crazy because it's like, I don't think it was very good to them to start. Like, it was, like, when you play the actual stories and quests, they're fucking terrible. Like, they're fucking, like, they were terrible. Like, the fucking, the NCR thing is, like, a stupid, insane Call of Duty thing. And it was kind of neat in, like, it was neat, not in concept, but in, like, is that a fucking rocket ship? What the fuck is this? Sunk Fallout mod's reputations until Folololo. Yeah, it sunk, like, big total conversion stuff until Folololo, 100%. Super heavy starship. What is this? Why is there a spaceship? Texas ends. To be fair, that is actually where Texas ends. That is the Gulf. God, and you know, it's funny because like Fallout London is not very good either. Is it just that people really like total conversions, so they give them like a pass? Because like Fallout London is distinctly less cringe than whatever the fuck that what are we even talking about? Frontier. It's distinctly less cringe than the Frontier, but it's just as awful to play. Wow. I think it's just because it isn't Bethesda thing made and has a good presentation. And I'd argue that that's probably where both of like the positives for the Frontier and Fololololo end, is that it's, wow, oh my god, look how it looks. Wow, they made London. Wow, they made Portland. Look how good this all looks. Wow, look at all this, like, some of the technical stuff they've achieved in this game. And then the rest of it's just like shit. Like, it's like, have you actually played it? It's terrible. What are these rockets? Whose rockets are these? I didn't expect to I just saw that there was like a marker at the end of this road. I didn't expect to find rocket ships with like 2003s. Are they Elon? Do they actually launch from here, or do they just build them here? That's where they launch from? That's cool. No idea. No idea it was in the game. That's cool. I just wanted to drive to the... It's a nature preserve, the other way. I just wanted to drive to the southern end of Texas. I just wanted to get all the way down here. Corpus Christi. This is actually a good spot to stop, I think. We'll park where they're making the rocket ships. Wow, rocket ships. Rocket ships. Anyway. Trucks. They're still fun. Oh boy, the Wednesday streams are such